For every choice you make, there are countless other realities where you make different choices. Imagine the power to move one person from one reality to the next.
You can do that?
Just say the word.
You tell me! Where did everybody go?
When are you finally going to wake up and realize he doesn't take care of his own? What do you know about me?
You're a fiend, a crook, a liar. Your goal? Misery.
Hello, hello, hello. Tonight is a big, big night for The Shift. I'm writer-director Brock Heasley, and I am so excited to be talking to you tonight. I've been waiting for this night for what seems like my whole life. Not quite, but close. And tonight we are going to be revealing our full cast for The Shift feature film. And for those of you who are not familiar, The Shift is a sci-fi thriller that is going to be coming out from Angel Studios later this year. And we start shooting The Shift Monday, which is just a few days from now. It is a very, very exciting time. I've got so much to share with you tonight. I got peeks at our production office. I got peeks at locations. I got the full cast announcement or full cast reveal. And it is, I really, really think you're going to like what you see tonight. But before we get to any of that, I've had many, many people messaging me lately asking if there is any way that they can be extras on The Shift. And the answer to that is yes, there is an opportunity that you could possibly take advantage of to come and join us on this film and be an extra. And you're going to want to go to this link right here to do that. You're going to go to bit.ly, that's LYBIT.ly/The Shift Extra. If you go to that link, and I believe our moderators are probably going to pop that in the comments for you. Go to that link and you'll see a Google form. It's going to give you the information you need about how to become an extra in The Shift. Now, what we're looking for is we're looking for volunteer extras. This is an opportunity we're extending out to our audience, to you, the fans. You will be responsible for your own lodging and your own travel and things like that. But this form, if you fill it out, that'll allow us to get in touch with you and let you know when we might want to have you out and what dates are available and things like that. And all the communication will happen with our extras casting. But you're going to need to go to that link and fill out the form. If you don't do that, then we are not able to communicate all of that with you. So that's bit.ly/The Shift Extra. So that's how you're going to get that. And I'm going to go ahead and remind everybody about that later at the end of this live stream. But now I think it's time to get right into it. I'm going to try to not waste any time tonight. If you're looking for the full cast reveal, that is coming, but I am going to save that till the end of this because you always save the best for last, right? All right. So for those of you that aren't aware, The Shift, yes, we are filming next week, and we are filming in Birmingham, Alabama, which is a giant shift away from what we thought we were going to be doing. We really, for over a year, thought we were going to be shooting in Georgia. We're actually shooting in Birmingham, Alabama. And there's a lot of reasons for that. But I think the biggest reason is that this is just the best place for this film. This is where the world of this film exists. This is also where we have found so many great people. And I want to show them to you a little bit. I want you to get to know some of the people behind the scenes here. And certainly as we start shooting, as we start making this film, you're going to get some peeks into how this film is being made, and you're going to get to know a lot of these people even better than you're going to tonight. There was a comment that flashed up on the screen. I didn't see it. I don't know if that was something I was supposed to read. But what we're going to show, you guys actually, Garrett, do you want to pop that up again so I can take a look at that? I don't want to. If there's something cool, I don't want to miss it. Brock, how amazing that things are finally coming together, and how cool to follow you on this journey. Yeah, there has been a long road to get to this point. You know, we came out with the shift with the short film, and we put that out into the world, and we asked people to come and see it and to back this project through investment crowdfunding. And we did that over the course of about a couple of years. Over 6,000 people have invested in this film at this point. A lot of them are probably watching me right now. A lot of them are probably in the comments right now, probably out of their minds excited because I have been touting the beginning of this. Well, we've been building up to the beginning of making this film for a very, very long time. And certainly these cast reveals are a big part of that. But it's because of you. It's because of all of you that have contributed to this film, to the making of this film, who have been so invested in seeing this film made, that I am coming to you tonight because I want to show you what's going on. I want to show you as much as I can everything that's happening. And this is really just the beginning of showing you those things, because we are going to be having some behind the scenes looks. Those are all going to be coming out over the next several months. And anyways, without further ado, I'm just kind of rambling now, right? So what I want to show you right now, this is a peek inside of our production office. This is a little tour that I took recently. We are in an incredible space here in Birmingham. In fact, our production office is far bigger than I thought we were going to be able to have. But we came to this town on a whim almost. Well, on inspiration. I'm going to say it was inspiration. Producer Ken Carpenter made a film here once before, and when Georgia was starting to look like maybe not the best spot for us, he shuttled us up here to Birmingham, and we found this space that you're going to see, and we found so much more. But without further ado, here we go. Here's a tour, a brief tour, and a look at some of the people here in our production office. Okay, tour time. We're just 5 days away from shooting this film, and I want to give you a quick tour of this office. A lot of things have already been moved out to our sets and to our locations, but I want to show you, here is producer Ken Carpenter's office. Super boring. Here we have all of our fine accounting people. Hi, I'm sorry, I'm just shooting a quick video and saying hi. And that is my office. It was my birthday a few days ago. There's my balloons from my lovely wife, and my office is kind of a disaster, so forget that. This is our costumes office. I'm just saying hi. They do amazing work. We're moving on. This is the production hub. This is where all the people are who organize everything we're doing. Tons of people already working. And there's Ed, our DP. Say hi, Ed.
What's up? Who's this?
This is the world.
Hello world.
A little tour for the world to see of our offices before we leave this place and are forever banished to the outer world and shooting this movie.
That's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen real soon.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be awesome. We got our locations people in here, and let's see. We go up these stairs. Co-producers Justin Overlander and Ken Beal. Over here, say hi, guys.
Hey, hi, who are we talking to?
We're just talking to the world.
The world.
The whole world.
The dark world, the good world.
Every world there is. Richard in the AD department. Hey, Richard. And let's see, coming down here. Hey, Brandon.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Brandon is in charge of our vehicles.
Yep.
And over here, we got just more of our production coordinators, PAs, and stuff. Hey, London. Let's check out the rest of this place. We got all of our production design offices and places. Hey, I'm just doing a little quick tour saying hi to the world. And over here we got some of our primo costumes. We got some lovely Kevin jackets. Oh, okay, I didn't do that. That's a cool jacket. I don't even know whose that is, but it looks awesome. A lot of our props are being made over here. We got some typewriters. All of our costumes and everything going on over here, including, you can see some wedding dresses hung up. But if you swing over here, this is our big sound stage. And I'm very sad that this is not currently on, but this is our VR stage, which we have built right into our production offices. All those black squares you see right there, those are gonna be lit up. Those are screens. We got some other screens over here. This is gonna be an amazing, amazing sequence of our hero transporting through different worlds. And as you can see, the back part of this soundstage is just filled with costumes. I don't even totally know what all this stuff is, to be honest with you. I think it's a lot of extras costumes, a lot of our principal cast costumes. We've also got some, looks like the makings of Lancer uniforms here. And then back over here, we had, until recently, a lot of our props being built back here. And there's some interesting things that have been left behind. For instance, this prototype poster, propaganda poster. We've got some computers and things. Got a really interesting flag there. You'll see what that's all about later. Some fake cinder blocks and things that's just made out of foam. Let's see what else. Oh, these are really cool. So this light and these little housings that the light sits in. That's something I'm really excited for everybody to see what that is all about. It's kind of a newer idea we came up with recently, but those lights, keep an eye on those lights. Keep an eye out for them. It's going to be a really important part of the film. A lot of invention happens. A lot of invention happens as you get the teams on things and as they start building and new ideas start forming. Trucks are gone right now, so they've taken a lot of stuff probably to our first locations and started setting things up and building our first sets. And
Rubber rebar.
all right, this is Will, our props master. What do you, look at that, incredible hole right there.
And Colby, sister prop
Yeah, hey Colby, what are you guys dragging there?
We've got a bunch of different assorted.
Oh, look at that.
This is for bank robbers. This is
look at
a
those monsters.
Yeah, this is a plastic Beretta M92, which is one of the variations of Gabriel and Kevin's gun. The blank options for Kevin and Gabriel. You want to feel it?
Yeah, I do. Oh man, oh wow.
I mean, that's real.
That is, yeah, that is real and that is hefty.
But it's fully plugged, even though you can't tell by looking at it. So
Uh-huh.
it won't fire anything. It just kicks out shells. That is just a cap gun from when I was a kid.
Huh.
I put the flashlight on it.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So,
Oh man, that is gonna be amazing.
right?
Yeah.
And then here is for my boss, Kevin.
Oh,
Right?
oh my gosh.
So we got a couple of big revolver options.
I don't even know which one to choose.
This one has kind of got a Blade Runner kind of a look.
Uh-huh.
And if you want, we can put a laser sight on there or another sight. You know, we can really make it look cool because
Right.
it's got the option.
I think I lean towards this one. Just,
Right, yeah, I know this is
that gives me like serious Vegas Fifth Tannen vibes right there. Like,
Gotcha.
you know.
Yep.
Thank you, Will.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you
Awesome.
for having me.
Hey, I'm back. Anything you want to show me?
Something.
Anything interesting?
What's something new? Some neons.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, we're gonna have lots of neons in our world, aren't we?
This one too.
Yeah, we got this one live and in person. The scissors, though, have we gotten them to work?
Not yet, but
Okay.
we do. We've got this is cool. Some chalk spray paint.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna use for graffiti.
Uh-huh.
Just spray it down and then we just hose it off.
Yeah.
So that's quick. And then here's some low tack paper that we might cover some of our walls with
Mm-hmm.
because it comes right off and it's just nice and generic, and so it just pops on there.
Yeah.
Covers large space easily.
Cool.
Yeah, we just loaded the truck.
I know, I missed all the good stuff.
But
That's
we'll get you on the next.
yeah, yeah.
For sure.
All right, so that's just a quick look at the space. And I saw somebody comment that they said, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize there were so many people." That's not even close to how many people we have working on this film. A lot of people during that time were already over at our 1 million square foot abandoned mall, where we're shooting some really significant scenes, a whole bunch of scenes. We're turning that abandoned mall into kind of our own sound stage, where we're just staging a lot of different things, along with actually using it as a mall. But yeah, Amy said that. Amy, you have no idea how many people there really are. And in fact, when I shot that video yesterday, there still were people coming in. Tomorrow we have a bunch more people coming in. We're talking about many, many dozens of people that are working on this film. And look, that's not unusual. I mean, any film of our scale, we need that many people. So, but it's teams and teams of people. And I'm ashamed to say that there's so many at this point that I don't even know everybody's names, but I'm trying to learn them. But it really is an incredible, incredible amount of people. But even more important than that, it's the quality of people that we have. Yesterday, we had a production meeting. We all gathered together. I even posted a photo on it on the shift socials. You might have seen that. And it was all the department heads all gathered in one space. And the meeting was scheduled for a full 8 hours with a lunch break in between. And the goal of that meeting is basically you go through the script page by page, and you discuss each scene in detail, and you basically answer all the questions and field all the questions you need to between departments, just to make sure that everybody has the same understanding of what's going on, what the task at hand is, and what their place is within it. Well, that meeting, which was scheduled to go 8 hours, ended up only lasting about 4 or 5 hours. It was cut in half, essentially. Why? Because the people who are working on this film, they genuinely are at the top of their game. We've had people who have worked on many, many films, including our first AD, Joff, for whom this is his 100th film, remark that we really do have a dream team working on this movie. Amazing. When I think about where this started and where it's come from, and where it is now, I mean, it's an incredible blessing, not just for me, but more importantly for this film and for all of you who have put your faith in this film and have put, in many cases, your hard-earned money into it. So it's incredibly rewarding. It's incredibly meaningful to walk around these offices and see the people who are working on this and just how much heart and expertise and craftsmanship that they're putting in to the shift at every single level. It blows me away every day. And I feel extremely, extremely privileged to have them with me on this. And our cast hasn't even arrived yet. And if you're waiting for the full cast reveal, it is coming very soon. I'm going to reveal everybody, far more than I've revealed so far. We're getting to that. It's coming. And look, we really do need a top-notch team on this film. We have incredible locations that we're going to. I want to show you some of those right now. These are some photos that I posted recently on social media. You may have caught them in our stories, but here are some of the locations that we are going to. Earlier this week, we also did a tech scout. We did a 2-day tech scout. And what that basically means is that you're going to every location that you're going to be utilizing for the film. You're going with all the department heads so that everybody can speak into what the challenges are. You're doing things like figuring out what the parking situation needs to be, something you probably don't think about a whole lot as you're watching a movie. But every time you go to a location, you have to figure out where to put your cars. It's a really big deal. You have to figure out where you're going to draw power from. Are we going to buildings that are older and that don't have their own power? And that we need to figure out where to place the generators and where to place them far enough away so that they don't interfere with the sound recording. There's just a lot of different thoughts that have to go into every single location we visit to make sure that, number one, we're treating the space well, and number two, we're able to execute what we need to within the brief time that we have to shoot it. And definitely, we are looking at a very, very fast-paced schedule. Starting Monday, we're going to shoot for the next 5 weeks to make this film. We're going to be going to, I don't even know how many locations, I've lost count, you're seeing them here, but we're going to be shooting 200 scenes. We're going to shoot 200 scenes in 25 days. That's the task that we have ahead of us. And that is why we need such a top-notch team. And that's why I'm so grateful we have them. Also, they're doing a really good job not hating me because I'm the one who wrote the script. I'm the one who wrote 200 scenes. And if they're hating me, they're not telling me to my face. And I'm very grateful for that. That's professionalism right there. That's what that is. But yeah, it's a huge lift. I often also get questions from people wondering how they can pray for this movie. And I'll tell you right now, one of the big ways that you can pray for this film, there's 2 big ways you can pray for this film. Number one, that COVID doesn't touch us, because that is something that is still a concern, and can affect a production schedule. And number two, that my team is well supported. And well, not my team. I say my team. I really think of it as the film's team. It's not me. People are serving. It's the film. I really believe that. But that this film, that the people who are serving this film, our cast, our crew, that they can be well supported with stamina, with energy, with the problem-solving skills that we're inevitably going to need as we go day by day and knock this film out. It's just a big lift. So if you're looking for a way to pray for the shift, please pray for this team, that we can all just execute and not be weary and not faint and do what we need to do to bring you this film, to bring this film to the world. Okay, so those are our locations. That's our production. You've seen our offices. You've seen some of our people. You'll meet even more. Though, oh, and I want to shout out, I did name Will, our props master, and Colby, his assistant, in the video. I did not name Catherine Tucker, who was our production designer that you saw at the end there. Look up Catherine. She's got an impressive list of credits that she's done. She's extremely talented, and her team are moving so fast. I don't have a video or any photos to share with you right now, but I've already gotten a peek at the work that they're doing over at the abandoned mall, which we're shooting on next week, and all the difference that they're building, a press conference and a club lounge and they're bringing this mall back to life in a certain corner, and they've made an entire apartment in an old abandoned Macy's. It's just amazing the work that they do. I can't say enough about them. Tammy says, much love and prayer coming your way. I very much appreciate that, Tammy. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm going to remind you again, if you want to be an extra in the shift, if that's something that appeals to you, you can. There is possibly an opportunity for that to happen. You're going to need to go to bit.ly, bit.ly/theshiftextra. You're going to go there. You're going to fill out a Google form, and that's going to let our extras casting know that you're interested in joining us. And from that point on, they will be able to contact you and let you know how that might be able to happen. Just as a word, though, this is that we are looking for volunteers as extras, and you're also going to have to handle your own travel and lodging. But if that is something that you want to do, we definitely are interested in talking to you. So go to that link, check it out. I'm going to remind you one more time at the end. All right. I think I have delayed long enough. Are we ready for cast announcements? I do believe that we are. Cast reveal. This is a cast reveal. I am going to reveal the full cast, but before I do that, I'm going to do something. I want to invite everybody in who maybe this is their first time watching one of our live streams, or maybe they're discovering the shift for the first time. And if you are, will you please shout that out? Will you let us know who you are? But for those of you that are newer to this, I want to run down who we've announced already. So already announced as members of our cast, we have playing Molly Garner, Liz Tavish. And Liz Tavish, of course, is from The Chosen, and we have 3 cast members who are part of The Chosen's cast. Also joining us as Rajit is Paras Patel. Both Liz and Paras are excellent actors, and I could not be more thrilled to have them a part of this. And joining them as well from The Chosen, who is just as talented, is Jordan Walker Ross, who will be playing the part of Brendan in The Shift. So those are our 3 Chosen cast members who are joining The Shift. And for those of you that don't know, The Chosen is a series about the life of Christ that is also from Angel Studios, our studio. It is incredible. If you haven't seen it, you're definitely missing out, and you're definitely missing out on their great performances. So check that out. And I'm going to tell you right now, there are no other Chosen cast members that are joining our film. So if anybody's waiting for that, it's not going to happen. I've been very upfront about that. I think 3 is a good number. I think we got great actors from The Chosen, but if you're looking for that, there's no more Chosen actors. We love The Chosen. I'd love to have all of them, but that would be weird, and so we're not doing that. Okay. We have also previously announced as Tina, our waitress, is Rose Reed. Rose is great. If you know Rose at all, if you've seen Finding You, I highly recommend checking out Finding You on Amazon Prime to see her as the lead in that film. And she's also got another film coming out later this year called Surprised by Oxford, in which she's also playing a lead. And also, somebody who joined her on Surprised by Oxford is Jordan Alexandra, and she'll be playing Priya. Priya is Rajit's wife, so Jordan will be paired with Paris for the film. Also joining us is Emily Rose as Tabitha. Emily is somebody who is really, really cool. If you check out Emily on IMDb if you want to see somebody with a very cool career. I'm a giant Uncharted fan. I'm talking about the video game series. And Emily plays Elena Fisher in the Uncharted series. She's the voice of Elena, and Elena is basically the female lead of that particular video game series. Incredible, incredible actress. Also joining us is Jason Marsden. Jason Marsden is going to be playing Cyrus. These are all people we've announced already. Jason Marsden will be playing Cyrus. Cyrus is the foreman on our he's kind of he's the foreman at the construction site in the shift. And Jason also very, very long and storied career. Notably, for those of you that are Hocus Pocus fans, he was Thackeray Binks. He was the voice of Thackeray Binks in Hocus Pocus. But he's done tons more than that. And also returning from the shift short film is Gregory C. Tharp. And Greg, of course, played Kevin in the original short film. And he'll be joining us as Len. Len is the motel manager at the motel where our hero Kevin is staying. So that's who we've announced so far. Now it's time to get into the rest of the cast. And when I say the rest of the cast, I mean the rest of the cast. I'm going to be revealing Kevin. I'm going to be revealing the benefactor. Let's get into that right now. Okay, so first of our new cast reveals, playing Imelda is Carla Cristina Contreras. And Carla really knocked me out with her audition tape. She did something that nobody else did with the part of Imelda, who is a Spanish-speaking older woman that Kevin encounters. And I think she's going to make for a knockout couple of moments in this film. Very excited that Carla's with us. Also joining us as Dr. Brannigan is Eden Lee. Eden is also someone who just as soon as I saw her audition, it was like, oh my gosh, there's just no question. Has to be Eden as Dr. Brannigan. She is a doctor in an asylum in the shift. Anyways, I cannot wait to work with her. Also joining us, we're going fast here. You're going to have a hard time keeping up. Playing our security guard who has a confrontation with our hero Kevin is Kenneth Nance Jr. Kenneth, look at that face. You got to love that guy. And instead, we're going to make him be kind of a jerk security guard, hassling our hero. But I can't wait to see Kenneth do his stuff. Also joining us as Leia is Nanaya, and I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly, Primpe. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Nanaya is playing Leia, who is a young mother with a son, and also kind of gets in Kevin's face, kind of gives him a hard time. And Nanaya is another one of those. And as soon as I saw her tape, it was just very, very clear to me that she not only is going to be great in the role, but that basically had already mastered it. So very, very excited to have Nanaya joining us. Also joining us, an up-and-coming filmmaker and actor is Tech. Tech will be playing Mia. I had a fantastic conversation with Tech last week. She is so excited to join our film. Mia is someone else that Kevin encounters. And I keep saying Kevin encounters because Kevin is in literally every single scene. So it's almost redundant to say that he encounters these people because he encounters everybody in the film. But him and Tech also have a little face-off, and it's kind of a comedic moment. So I'm really looking forward to that. Mia. Tech is going to be Mia. Joining us as our unmasked Lancer, doesn't have a name, but has a really cool part, is Kevin Lawson. Now, Kevin, some of you might be familiar with him already. He is a pretty popular TikTok star. His story is fascinating. I mean, this guy worked in, I believe, Kevin and I have talked. And if I get it wrong, Kevin, if you're watching and I get this wrong, then please forgive me. But I believe he worked in corporate finance and gave that up, followed the inspiration that he received to go onto TikTok and to talk to young men and to basically share his heart and share his faith in a really, really funny way. If you don't know Kevin already, go look him up on Instagram. He's also and TikTok. I think he's got like 5.1 million followers on TikTok or something. But Kevin is someone whose heart I really appreciate. And so of course I'm going to ask him to be a guy who hassles people and yells at them and threatens them. So, but Kevin's going to knock it out of the park. I can't wait for him to play our unmasked Lancer. Joining us as Mayor Navarro, Tyler Merritt. Tyler also hails from the upcoming film Surprised by Oxford. He's somebody that knocked me out when I saw an early screener of that film. Tyler's presence, Tyler's just his whole way of being is something that just arrests you immediately. You cannot take your eyes off of Tyler when he's on screen. Perfect as our authoritarian Mayor Navarro. And joining us as Tina's father is someone who is very, very near and dear to my heart, and I think some of you might recognize him as well, Greg Wyke. And of course, Greg played Tina's father in the original short film. He is the only member of the cast of the original short film who is going to be reprising his role in the feature film. Greg Wyke will be coming back to play Tina's father, and it just feels right. You know, I actually met Greg on the set of the original short film. I met him the night that we shot the diner scene. I didn't know who he was at all. He was recommended to me by a casting director in town. He showed up, he knocked it out of the park, and we've been friends ever since. And it just feels right to have him with us. And I'm just so excited that he's going to be Tina's father once again. Okay, and joining us as Brett, the counterpart to Tabitha, to Emily Rose's Tabitha, and this may be the most appropriate casting of the entire film. Nolan North is joining us as Brett. For those of you who do not know Nolan is the voice of a heck of a lot of characters in video games, and he's an incredible actor who's been in a lot of shows as well. But most importantly, to me anyway, Nolan is the voice of Nathan Drake in the Uncharted series. So let me put the pieces together for you here. I even got a graphic to show you. We've got Nolan North and we've got Emily Rose, the voices of Nathan Drake and Elena Fisher from the Uncharted series, together on screen in live action as our newscasters, Brett and Tabitha. I am so excited about this. And even if nobody else cared, well, actually a lot of people are going to care because Uncharted is a giant video game series, and people love Nolan and Emily. They are not only are they co-stars in the Uncharted series, they also co-starred in Haven together. They also host award shows together. They're friends. I had the most amazing Zoom call with them last week. I got the full Nolan and Emily show. I mean, they're amazing and just some of the funniest people. So I'm completely geeking out that I get to work with them and to work with them at the same time and see them do their thing. This is a huge deal for me. So here's who we've got so far. This is who we've got so far. We got Carla, Eden, Kenneth, Nanaya, Tech, Kevin, Tyler, Greg, and Nolan. They're all going to be joining us as part of the shift. All right. We still have some roles left to go. I'm not even watching the comments yet. I'm going to read all those later. If there are some cool comments, though, we can take a break right here. Maybe we can highlight some cool comments. Moderators, Garrett, we got anybody whose comments we need to see, any questions that we want to field before we get into our final 4 parts? I'm going to give it a beat here to see if something's going to pop up. I may be just putting my team on a spot in a bad way. Carmen says, nice choices. Yes, I'll tell you what, this whole cast, top to bottom, stacked, absolutely stacked. I could not be happier with who we've got. April, they will have a great dynamic together. Yes, April, I assume, is talking about Nolan and Emily. Yeah, their dynamic's going to be amazing. Like, I think it's just going to feel so natural. Don says, excellent. So great to see you so excited, Brock. I mean, come on, Don. How could I not be? I mean, we're finally making this movie. And I got this cast. This is incredible. Okay, enough delay. It's time to get into it. So before I get into our final four, I need to make a slight announcement, a slight disappointing news. I need to tell you something that's disappointing. The disappointing thing is that unfortunately, Jorge Garcia had to drop out of the film due to scheduling reasons. That is a sadness for me. Number one, I'm a huge Lost fan, huge Jorge fan. I think he's an incredible actor. He's so right for the part of Ramirez. It's just too bad. But it's something that happens in Hollywood all the time. These things come up. Schedule conflicts happen. People have to drop out, and so we're moving on. We don't have Jorge, but we're moving on. And so I want to show you who we're moving on to. Starring as Russo in The Shift, not Ramirez, we've had a name change, is John Billingsley. And here's John. John Billingsley will be starring as Russo. And if you have watched television or movies in the past 30 years, you have seen John. John is one of our very best character actors. He really is. He also, of course, starred as Dr. Phlox on Star Trek Enterprise. But I mean, this guy has quite the storied career. I most recently saw him in the first 5 minutes of a movie called Emily the Criminal, which you can find on Netflix. If you're not familiar with John at all, go turn on Netflix, go turn on Emily the Criminal, watch the first 5 minutes. He's kind of like this HR guy giving an interview to Aubrey Plaza, who's playing Emily, and he just kills it. I mean, you're just riveted. You're just watching this guy. But I mean, that's only the latest thing that John has done. John Billingsley is I'm so sad to lose Jorge, but oh my goodness, I cannot be more excited that I'm going to be working with John, and that John's coming in and playing that part. He is just going to absolutely kill it. So not a step down at all from Jorge. It's a lateral move, or it's a move up. It's whatever you want to call it. But I'm sad to lose Jorge. But I feel the disappointment dissipate as I contemplate John coming in and playing Russo for us. Lori says, love him. John is a great actor. That basically was my wife's reaction as well. Samantha says, a very familiar face. Yeah, people know John. All right. Here's one that you've been waiting for a long time. Who is going to play Kevin, right? Who is going to play Kevin? Who is the lead of this film? Who is the guy that is in every single scene? Who is the guy who gets here and has to stick with us for the entire 5 weeks? Who in the world can we put through that much punishment and be willing to take on that role and be a husband to Liz Tavish and be the pawn of the benefactor and all of that? I'm very, very excited to announce to you that Christopher Polaha is going to be our Kevin. Now, Christopher is, number one, very handsome dude, a little jealous, but Christopher is also a great, great actor. I first saw him in my favorite show, I think, of all time, or definitely at least the best show of all time, Mad Men. He was on Mad Men for a few seasons, and I've also seen him in Jurassic World Dominion. He was Handsome Man in Wonder Woman 1984. And if you know anything about that movie or the controversy surrounding it, that movie did him wrong, or at least did Handsome Man wrong. But Christopher has had I think he's been around for a little while. He's a fantastic, nuanced actor, and I want to show you the clip of Christopher's work that convinced me that he was right for Kevin. This is the clip that I watched, and I watched it and I said, that's him. This is a clip from Run the Race. This is a film, actually, that our very own Ken Carpenter produced a few years ago. Don says, oh my gosh, love Chris. So we got some Chris fans already out there. This is Chris Polaha in Run the Race.
Hey. You guys mind if I join you?
Yeah. Long time no see, Pop.
Yeah, I lost my appetite.
Yeah. I'll come by. Now that you're not there, this one won't let me in.
Yeah, I figured. Why didn't you say anything?
Don't see why I'd waste my breath on this guy.
I heard you're doing real well on the football field this season, Zach.
Did you?
Yeah. In fact, rumor has it that you're going to shatter all my district records.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna wipe your name off the record books. You can count on that.
We're family.
You think that's supposed to mean something?
That doesn't mean everything.
It means nothing. We're family. You're some dude that left us after our mom died.
I got a question. Like a favor to ask of you. I'm hoping that maybe you could ask Nanny to borrow a couple $100. You don't tell her it's from me. I'll get it paid back as soon as I can.
I thought you just wanted to talk to us.
Dude, that's what we're doing. You and I, we're talking right now. Look, I got into it a little bit with the manager at the site. So I'm temporarily unemployed. I'm a few weeks behind on my rent, and I just need a couple $100 to carry me through. And I'm just behind, David. So it would be helpful. It would be helpful.
How great is that? I mean, come on. The nuance he's bringing to it, he's not overplaying, understated, not afraid to be still. I mean, he's that role in that film. He's playing a drunk father, but he's not doing it sloppy. He's doing it carefully. I don't know. I could go on and on about all that, but I'm seeing the comments here, and people are going crazy for Chris. We got a lot of Chris fans out there. I've had a few talks with Chris already. He is so enthusiastic about this role, and I'll tell you this about Chris too, is that he was the fastest actor to get back to me. I mean, we sent him that script, and I think it was less than 6 hours later that we heard back that it was a yes. I mean, it was just that quick. He got the script. He was on set. He's currently shooting a movie right now. I mean, he's going from that movie to ours, like basically with no gap in between. He was on set. He started reading the script, had it done in an hour. He just burned through it and knew he wanted to do it. It's funny because somebody asked me earlier on Instagram today. They said, what's been the hardest part to cast? And my answer is Kevin. Kevin has been the hardest part to cast. It's the one that we've been casting for the longest amount of time. We've had a lot of actors that we've approached. We've had some that were interested and then passed. We've had some that just said no. We've had some that didn't get back to us. It's a tough role, and it's a role that requires a lot because it is every single day. And at some points, yeah, it was a little discouraging, but I'm going to tell you this. Once I saw Chris in that clip that you just watched, I had this profound sense that that I am so glad that everybody else along the way passed so that we could get to Chris. And I stubbornly was kind of holding out and not really looking at Chris's stuff, and I didn't even make the connection that he was the same guy in Mad Men that I was a fan of. It was this weird thing where I was just keeping myself at a distance from Chris. And I've told him all this for like dumb, stubborn reasons, because I had Beverly Holloway, our casting director, kept bringing his name up. Ken Carpenter, who'd already worked with him, kept bringing his name up, and I just kept pushing him to the side for just stupid reasons, just ignorance on my part. But anyway, the point is that I'm so glad that things have ended up where they are and that we're with Chris, because I know that Chris is Kevin, and I know that he's going to absolutely knock it out of the park. We start Monday. I get to see this happening Monday. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. And for those of you that are curious, by the way, our first day is also going to be our highest page count, which is not what you're supposed to do, but we're doing it for reasons of logistics. We're going to be starting with the big scene that you've seen in the short film, if you've seen our short film, where Kevin and the benefactor are together and sharing a meal together and everything that goes down there. That's our first day. So that'll be exciting and challenging. But I'm really looking forward to it. And Chris is just chomping at the bit. He's ready. He is so excited to dig into this part. I could not ask for a better partner as Kevin in this film. Okay, we still have 2 more parts to go. 2 more roles to reveal to you. One of the other very, very important roles in this film is Gabriel. Gabriel is Kevin's friend. He is somebody that Kevin works with. He's somebody that Kevin confides in. They have kind of a transactional relationship, but also a kind of a counselor type relationship where Gabriel is counseling Kevin at various points, and they just have some really deep conversations. Gabriel is one of my favorite characters in The Shift, and so of course, I had to cast one of my favorite actors. I mean, there's just absolutely no way that it could be anybody but somebody that I am absolutely a giant fan of to play a role this important. This particular actor, when I was younger, he made me want to have asthma. And that may sound ridiculous, but he starred in a very, very famous 80s movie in which he constantly was huffing on an inhaler. And I didn't know what an inhaler was. I didn't know what asthma was, but I knew that he was cool. And therefore, I wanted an inhaler too, because that must be associated with his coolness. The logic may not hold, but it is how I felt at the time. Anyway, I've continued to be a fan of his as he's gone on to star in blockbusters and Adam Sandler comedies. And who the crap am I talking about? I am talking about Sean Astin. Sean Astin is joining The Shift as Gabriel. I spoke to Sean for the first time earlier today. He is, what did he say? Something about how the script was just kind of screwing with his mind. He was a fan. He's a fan of the script. He's a fan of what we're doing. I'm a giant fan of Sean's. It was just to talk to him today was a huge deal. That my little, 8-year-old brain who first watched him in the Goonies, or maybe I was 10. I'm not sure how old I was. It's an incredible thing to have him as part of this film. And if you know Sean's work, especially his work as Sam in The Lord of the Rings, his work as Bob in Stranger Things. Sean is a longtime veteran of the industry, an incredible actor, and he's going to bring something really, really special to Gabriel. And I'm just thrilled to be able to work with him. That's Sean. Sean Astin as Gabriel. What are the comments? I don't know. I don't have time for that because we still got to announce one more role. And it is the role I know that a lot of you have been waiting to hear about, probably just as much as Kevin and Gabriel, maybe even more. Who is our bad guy? Who could possibly play the benefactor? And I'm not even going to beat around the bush anymore with this one. I want to present to you as the benefactor, our bad guy in The Shift, Neil McDonough. Neil McDonough is joining The Shift as the benefactor. He starts work Monday with our first scene that we're shooting, our big scene. Neil is somebody that I've gotten to know in the last few weeks as we've had many conversations about the benefactor. He has such a heart for this film and for this role and what we're trying to say with it. If you know Neil at all, you know he is a man who is fiercely devoted to his family, fiercely devoted to his faith, and as I had hoped would happen, we found someone to play the benefactor who understands and appreciates the role as an expression of faith. That, yes, the benefactor's a bad guy. Yes, he's like the worst bad guy. But by portraying this role with everything he's got, and if you're familiar with Neil's work at all, from Minority Report, Yellowstone, Band of Brothers, Arrow, even Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, I think he was the villain in that. I mean, he's an incredible actor. So good at playing a villain, and so terribly charming. And that is what Neil is going to bring to bear on the benefactor and on this film. That's it. That is our cast. I don't see a weak link personally. I think we have just an amazing cast. I'm seeing the comments coming up here. Alex says this cast is getting me hyped up for this film. Yeah. I mean, how can you? I mean, look, anything can go wrong. Nothing's a guarantee. But I think that this film is uniquely set up with a cast like this, with a cast this strong, with a crew as strong as we've got. I think you're looking at a film that is got as good a chance as any to really come out as something special. Let's see, Morgan says, wow, 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 4 wows. Unbelievably amazing cast. Morgan, you said it. That's exactly how I feel. I'm talking softly right now because I'm trying not to tear up. I'm just really appreciative of these people who are going to lend their talents both behind and in front of the camera, and just knowing what they're capable of, and knowing that that's going to be brought to bear on this story that I care about so much, that you care about so much. Your faith, your prayers, your contributions are such a big part of why this film is getting up to bat, and why we're now at this point where we've got these incredible actors joining and playing these parts. That's it. That's all I got tonight. I feel like that's enough. I feel like I've done well by you tonight. I feel like we have time has been well spent. I hope you agree. I look forward to reading all your comments later. I look forward to joining these actors on set and joining our crew on set and showing them off to you in new ways. If you want to join us, if you want to be an extra in this film, you're going to need to go to bit.ly/the-shift-extra. You'll fill out a Google form there, and you'll get the information you need to have the possibility of joining us as an extra. There's no guarantees. Only those who invested at the perk level, that $5,000 perk level, I believe it was, get the guarantee to join us as an extra. But the possibility can be yours if you go to that link that's on screen right now and probably in the comments. Go to that link, fill out the Google form, and you'll start that process. So definitely do that if you're interested in joining us, joining Neil and Sean and Christopher and Liz and Paris and Rose and everybody else. John, my hands, I'm talking too much with my hands. It's like getting in the camera. But thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for your prayers. They make a difference. If you haven't, please go and check out the Shift Fan Club on Facebook. That is where I'll drop tidbits in between live streams and emails, and where I'll also issue prayer requests. And I want to tell you something. I've made 2 prayer requests this past month. One, we had a big location issue, and number 2, we were having a hard time casting our Kevin. Very, very soon after those prayers were activated, the heavens opened and the location worked out, and Chris joined as Kevin. So I appreciate you. I appreciate the willingness that you have to serve this film in the capacity of putting forth your faith into it. It really, really makes a difference. Sue says, praying for you as you prep and shoot this film. Thank you, Sue. We definitely continue to need prayers. I believe in the power of prayer. I've seen it recently, as we've discussed. So thank you all. Thank you very much. Big thanks to the Angel Studios live stream crew and to Angel Studios itself for helping us get up to bat. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on set soon too. Thank you, everyone. Monday, here we go. Have a good night.
It's a test.
For every choice you make, there are countless other realities where you make different choices. Imagine the power to move one person from one reality to the next.
You can do that?
Just say the word.
You tell me! Where did everybody go?
When are you finally going to wake up and realize he doesn't take care of his own? What do you know about me?
You're a fiend, a crook, a liar. Your goal? Misery.